So, these terrorists are currently benefiting from material support, financial support, and training support from France, with, of course, the complicity of other Western powers. Because if they simply told France to stop, I am sure France would stop. But since they are complicit and Niger deserves a correction, it is of course necessary to supervise the terrorists so that ultimately Niger falls and it is proven to the world, to Africa, and to Nigeria in particular, that we are not worthy of any self-determination, that we are not worthy of taking responsibility for ourselves, and that we are nothing but incapable. But Allah, may He be praised and exalted, is with the truthful, and God willing, they will fail. The destabilization strategy is simple. It consists, firstly, as I said, of financing, equipping, training, and positioning terrorist movements along the border of the Confederation, not only of Niger, but of the Confederation, because the objective is the dismantling of the Confederation. In this sense, what did the French do with, of course, the accompaniment of the European Union, which remains, despite the evidence, attached to the deadly and crazy policy of the French authorities? The French positioned, already on the 25th, I emphasize, the night of October 25th to 26th, 2023, equipment in the Lake Chad Basin at the time when they withdrew, when they disengaged from Niger, passing of course by land which links us with the sister Republic of Chad. They made contact with the terrorists. They offered them, the terrorists of the Bakura wing with Abu their leader, and the terrorists of the ISWAP wing with Abu Musa al-Barnawi as leader, financing, training, and equipment on the condition that these movements agree to go to war against the Republic of Niger, on the condition that these movements accept that French troops occupy the Lake Chad Basin, certain islands that we know, but whose name we keep silent for obvious reasons. They made this proposal to the two wings of the former Boko Haram of Yusuf Mohammed, if you remember. When they made the proposal on the night of October 25th to 26th, 2023, the Bakura wing was more conciliatory. The ISWAP wing had openly said that it was not ready to go with the French to attack any Muslim country whatsoever. Their fight is for Islam, according to them. But Islam is not learned in Niger. Islam, of course, 6th Khalifa, Islam was introduced in Niger. To tell you the strategy used by France, this is not the first contact. They continued and maintained permanent contact with these terrorist movements. They left to create the Lakurwa movement. This Lakurwa movement has caused a lot of ink to flow, but we have, and as I said, God is with the truthful, we have, through special operations conducted, arrested terrorist leaders who have declared to us everything I have just told you and that I am going to tell you. The French, by approaching them in the Lake Chad bed with Nigerian officials,
nigériens, notamment celui dont j'ai parlé,
notably the one I spoke about, Ahmed Abubakar, the former head of the NIA agency. The French offered them to open a base in the Sokoto region, a base they named Gaba, in a wooded environment in the Sokoto region. This was in March 2024, March of this year. They offered them, once this base was open, to make the junction between the Islamic State in the Greater Sahara, which operates in Mali, and the terrorist elements of ISWAP, which are in the Lake Chad Basin. I say ISWAP, not Boko Haram, that's it, Bakura. Then, there is a terrorist wing called Answer. When we received this information, we thought that Nigeria was. We called Ahmed Abubakar Rauf to inform him of the intention that is emerging in the sense of opening a Lakurwa front in Sokoto.
De l'intention qui se dessine dans le sens de l'ouverture d'un front Lakurawa dans le Sokoto et dont la base sera
whose base will be composed of the Islamic State in the Greater Sahara, which operates in northern Mali, of Ansar, which operates on the periphery of Nigeria, and of ISWAP. It is a branch of the Islamic State, but which they call the Dullah of the islands, which is under the orders, as I said, of a certain Abu Musa al-Barnawi, who is the son of Yusuf Muhammad. His real name is Habib. This is the intention that France has to open another front. We did it because we thought that Nigeria was sincerely engaged in the fight against terrorism.
Parce que nous avions pensé que le Nigeria était sincèrement engagé dans la lutte antiterroriste. Nous avons permis.
We allowed Nigerian agents to make contact with the terrorists we arrested, the Emir terrorist leaders. They all reported the same thing to us.
Les chefs terroristes des émirs, c'est pas un, c'est pas deux, c'est pas trois, qui nous ont tous rapporté la même chose. Nous l'avons.
We called him, his team came, the DGSE made rolling means available to them, took care of them for almost a week so that they could conduct the investigations and discover.
Pendant près d'une semaine. Pour qu'ils mènent les investigations et découvrent. Malheureusement, nous regrettons de l'avoir fait puisque nous
Unfortunately, we regret having done so since we understood that this debriefing led certain emirs to become entrenched because the message that was passed to them was a message of trickery, of deception, of duplicity.
De tromperie, de duplicité. La France ne s'est pas arrêtée à ça.
France did not stop there. France continued then in the Lake Chad basins. What did they do?
Dans les bassins du lac Tchad. Qu'est-ce qu'ils ont fait? Après la rencontre du 25 au 26.
After the meeting of October 25th to 26th, they returned on the night of January 10th to 11th to land a large batch of equipment, weapons, and others for the benefit of the Bakura terrorists.
Unbelievable. So all these things that are all in all the savior, the unified Abdurrahmani journey is bringing. It's really what is happening underground. That the same people that we've elected to lead us are the ones who are our hindrance. So how much money have you taken from France to destabilize Africa, to make sure that the confederation of the Sahel Alliance come to an end? You have vowed to make sure we will never succeed. We will not progress. The same people that are destabilizing Nigeria, and you are in the news every day, they're looking for means and ways to stop Boko Haram. In natural sense, you are working with Boko Haram. This is shocking. Like, I don't know. Which European country will allow you, an African country, to use it against the other? Who has done this to the black person? So we are our own enemies. The people we put in positions are the same people that will take everything from these people to make sure we don't smile. But as Abdurrahman Chiani said, their evil plots will never succeed. We will thrive. And we will make Africa proud. The liberation we are looking for will definitely get it. So that's the latest around the world. In Africa, West Africa, and in Niger.